And I'm back with more Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. We're going to meet with Victor Kudo today in the trial of Maggie Bird. I suppose, though, it means I'll have to finish you off in my last 6 cups. That was close. Tell me about it. I nearly died in there. That's my line, sir! No, it's my line. I think I really did die a little bit. Looks like we're all nearly dead in there. I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray us like that? What? He said he'd help me. But he totally set me up. I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie. He was backed into a corner. I mean, the guy's got to do his job, right? It's okay. I know all about lies and betrayal. I've had them my whole life. But it really hurt this time. Felt like somebody punched me hard in the stomach. I hate that guy. I don't ever want to see him again. Poor Gumshoe. So the next witness is going to be that guy from the park, right? Mr. Kudo. Lover of waitress outfits and projectile seeds. I bet he's going to be really stubborn. I mean, he's really set in his ways, you know. Yeah, he's a big old grouch. Are you able to handle him, Nick? I can take whatever he throws at me, even those never-ending bird seeds. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Maggie Bird. Mr. Kudo, your next witness, please. The prosecution calls the lucky old-timer who caught a show over some coffee. Will the witness please take the stand? Name and occupation, if you don't mind. Name's Victor Kudo. Born and bred in the land of the rising sun. Honor and duty what made me. Mind you, I could be a little emotional at times, too. Don't need to hear that. Just tell the court your occupation. My occupation? Pfft, listen. How much call do you think there is for kimono embroidery here? Kimono embroidery? That's what I do. Or did. I embroidered family crests and kimonos. My ancestors were embroidering kimonos before this country even existed. Real craftsmen, they're a dying breed. Maybe he can embroider my costume sometime. Anyway, like I said, there's not much demand for that sort of thing here. Because we're totally in California. I'm not gonna quit, I swear. The games don't even pretend anymore. Not even to be the most recent ones don't. So I had a job taking a cash register at a burger joint pretending to smile. That burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen. Now then, witness, were you at the restaurant at the time of the incident? Oh, yeah. I was eating some seeds over a cup of Javachino. Seeds? What do you think these are? I see. So you saw everything that happened. Did I? Yeah, I saw it all. Then please tell the court. We're all ears. Sure, I'll tell you. I'll tell you every last detail. It's really getting into this. The young man was reading his sports paper. Serving girl brought him a Javachino, but she put something in it. Man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, and collapsed. That's the serving girl right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. Mr. Kudo, she's not a serving girl. Please refer to her as a waitress. Pah! You're as bad as the rest of them, serving guy. All these newfangled words. What about the old-fashioned ones? Newfangled? All this talk of radios and glasses, it's wireless and spectacles, I tell you. Listen to me. Don't forget the old values. Don't let the old days slip away. Well, I think it's time to begin the cross-examination. Yeah. I mean, he's got a point. If you forget the past, you forget how nice it is. But then you get whatever today is supposed to be. Fourth statement, press harder. Okay. I got you. You. Me. Or. You said I remember her well in reference to the waitress? Did she have any particular features you can identify her by? Particular features? That's a disgrace is what it is. Sorry? You can't see all the way up to her, you know! She's practically naked in that uniform. So the particular feature you recognize is her outfit? But anyone can wear such a uniform, even me! Mr. Wright, please spare the court any further mental anguish from that image. Don't get all excited, Nick. Just keep yourself together. I guess I got a little carried away. And now we have Rule 34, Phoenix in the Tribune outfit. God fucking damn it. Phoenix, leave that to the professionals called Maya Fey and Mia Fey, please. Even Maggie, she's great in it. But you... no. Nah, there's other things I'd recognize about her, too. Seems pretty sure. What did I do? Sure, you saw a waitress take the coffee over to the victim. But what matters is whether or not the waitress was Maggie Bird or not. Quite right. Mr. Kudo, these other features that you recognize, I would ask that you add them to your testimony. Yeah. There was a ribbon in her hair and her apron straps are loose. Okay. You do seem to remember several details about her appearance. But what about the most crucial detail, her face? As if I'd remember that! The witness noticed the straps of her apron. He's unlikely to make a mistake about her face. That's right! How can I tell you the color of the ribbon in her hair? It's red! There's nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight. There's no doubt he remembers the waitress pretty well. What do I do? There's something more to this. Huh? Oh, this is a weird... The identifying features are all things you can see from the back. So what? Is it possible that you never saw the waitress from the front at all? He's got you there, Gramps. People normally talk about facial features when they're asked to describe someone. But this witness's testimony is nothing but straps and ribbons. This is harassment. I'll tell you, I'm not obsessed with straps or ribbons. I'm just telling you what I saw. Mr. Kudo, the court requests you add details about any identifying features that you observed from the front. Yeah. This old man's testimony is getting longer and longer. If I can't find a hole, it's gonna get even longer. There wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front. Yeah. Coffee and the ketchup and all that crap. Mr. Kudo, I'd like you to take a look at this. That filthy thing would suit you filth just fine. Actually, reminds me of what my grandson looks like just after he's done eating. Have you ever seen this before? Well, of course I haven't. Do you think I'd forget something as dirty as that? You half-witted clot. Huh? What? Ever said half-witted clot? There's been silence in here. Mr. Kudo, this apron is the apron worn by the defendant. Eh? And as you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this. Which means, if you had really seen this apron before... Yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress from the front! Oopsie. You can't just oops your way out of this. Well, looks like we finally have a genuine trial. Cup number 12. Actually, is it cup number 13 maybe? Listen, Wright, here are the facts. On the day of the incident, there was only one waitress in the restaurant. Did I just say restaurant? Restaurant. That being the defendant, Maggie Bird? Exactly. And when that one waitress put the poison in the coffee cup, this old guy was watching. I hope you understand the gravity of the situation, Mr. Kudo. The fate of the defendant might rest in what you're saying and what you're remembering. Just tell exactly what you saw. You can rely on me, Captain. My noggin's in perfect working order. I can't remember a single occasion where I forgot a burger that a customer wanted. You can't remember? Probably, like, more times he's messed up. Let's just see how good your memory is and the attention to detail. Tell us what you remember about the victim. Fifth statement. Okay. He was another one of those pesky types, wearing a broken pair of spectacles. He had the newspaper in his right hand. He was a noisy brat, kept rushing the paces. The young man was listening to the wireless, I remember that. And then that servant girl brought him over the Javachino. The little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. The testimony we've heard just now will test how credible the witness's memory is. Seems to me he remembered the victim in great detail. Ah, yeah. I hate those you-know-what types. They're so vague about everything. How are we gonna handle this, Nick? We only need to do one thing. Just gotta prove this man's memory's shot. Just trip him up, you mean? Isn't that kind of cruel? I suppose, but that's what I do best. I mean, I cross-examined a parrot and a Walkman containing a serial killer. I've got this. Anyway, see, fifth statement, present copy. Okay.
Yeah, I got you. I'ma get you.
1, 2, 3, 4. Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of this testimony? This is a way of testing the credibility of your memory. I know. There's nothing wrong with my memory. Nothing. If I got anything wrong, I'll eat these seeds and sing the pigeon song. Care to tell us where this is going? According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand, while drinking coffee with his free hand, which would make it his left. What is this, kindergarten? But I would like the court to look at this. That's the cup the victim used, right? On the rim, you'll notice the mark left by the victim. There's a coffee stain. And if you consider where the stain is, you'll clearly see that the victim's holding it in his right hand. But how? Well, court's waiting for your epic performance. You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song. Mr. Kudo, I'm afraid this is simply not acceptable. I think the witness had better go back to the park. Right! If you think I'm gonna stand here and listen to you tell me I'm mad, you're wrong. I don't care about dirty coffee cups. I know what I saw. You still insist on your testimony. The young brat was holding it in his left. No question, I'm a good law-abiding citizen after all. The dead young hotbot and you spiky-haired yahoo, it's your fault. Me? Thank you. I think we've heard quite enough of you. And don't call me old man, old man. Been around 68 years, I have. You can't ignore me. Okay, we can already kind of tell this guy's a kook. Why not hear a little more? Mr. Kudo? But this is my 60. Dude, he went really fucking fast. So this is your final stand. Thank you. You can really call me. You can rely on Victor. Wow, he's chomping them down. The boy was wearing that earpiece on the same side of the green lens of his specs. Kept fiddling with it all the time. is fiddling with it before he picked up the cup, too. And then used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. We're really doing this? We know the victim was wearing an unusual monocle. It wasn't a monocle. It was a small computer monitor used by programmers. A monitor? You mean like a television screen? The inside of the lens is a screen that displays computer data. It's called an HMD. It's a common tool in the victim's line of work. HDTV, DVD, CD, STD, all these newfangled letters drive me up mad. I can't understand them all. I know what I saw and I'm telling the truth. It's true, he doesn't seem to be lying. And those are the facts, good old black and white. Okay, What? Really? I can just do anything? I'm not sure what the relevance of this is, but there's something very strange about your observations. You say he was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the HMD. Yeah, you can knock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear. I can only see out the left that side of his head from where I was sitting. I don't think so. What'd you say? You're no doubt unaware of this fact, but the victim couldn't hear with his left ear. Eh? Traces of medication when this condition were found in the ear canal. That's right, it's impossible the victim was wearing the earpiece in his left ear, because he couldn't even hear from that ear. Is it true? It is. Pigeon! I'm sorry we've been wasting an episode doing nothing, but you gotta have these once in a while. I think they think this is funnier than it is, but I don't know. This witness's testimony is completely unreliable. He only saw the waitress from behind. And he claims the victim was wearing an earpiece when his eardrum was ruptured. Well, Mr. Kudo. A single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure black magic in the cup. Dude, I like milk coffee. This old man's my drop of milk. Ah, you calling me a drip? This is the victim's coffee cup in which the potassium cyanide was found. The mark on the rim clearly shows he picked it up with his right hand. I know I'm right. Let me put you out of your misery. Clearly the victim used both hands. Took a sip of the cup in his right, then switched to his left. That's what the old man saw. Impossible. The witness had already testified on numerous occasions that the victim died immediately. Which hand the victim used to pick up his coffee is irrelevant. Then why have we been spending 5 minutes talking about this? Just like this! Sadly, that doesn't work. The point of this testimony is to establish whether the witness's testimony is credible. And the results are clear. Just look at his face! His testimony has been useless. Yup. I believe it's time to conclude today's proceedings. I'm satisfied that the witness is not deceiving the court. But to be frank, this testimony is a farce. Did you have to be so frank? Take that, you pompous old fogey! You can't reach me from here, Mr. Kudo. I'm ordering the defense and prosecution to investigate this case further. That's all for now. Damn it. If we stop now, where does that leave me? Thanks to that blue-suited young upstart, I'm just a bumbling old man who can't dot his I's and cross his T's. How is your bad memory my fault? I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can do. I kept my mouth shut until now, but there's something else the court needs to know. What? There's more? To be perfectly honest, it may not be anything, but I want another chance. I'll get another crack at you, you old shark. He's looking at me like I'm some evil shogun. Well, how'd she say to one showdown? The final chapter in this old scrapbook. Sorry. I've already had my 17th cup of coffee. What have you got to lose, huh? I'll give you all the Javachino you want at my house after the trial. I'm Victor Kudo. I'm still a man. That's enough. I believe it'd be quicker for the court to just hear your testimony. You bet. Much better. You better get ready. I get the picture. Would you stop throwing them at me? He's got some infinite ammo code. He stole Snake's bandana. First of all, I want to stress this might be nothing. The young boy slumped over the table as soon as he took one sip. Well, the clumsy idiot knocked over the vase. He knocked it right over, and it broke, and a strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. I remember it. You doubting me? Do you get the feeling there's a question? So what? That's all I can think. You're a bird brain, that's what you are. Fine. What's another 5 or 20 extra minutes in my life, I guess. Third or fourth statement. There you go. Well, this was a big old mess of nothing, but whatever. What a bunch of nothing. This is a photograph of the crime scene. Yeah, so what? Look carefully at the table. The vase is there intact. Lost your tongue. I'm no granddad of yours. Ah, stop it! If you throw any more seeds, cleaners will be here all night. What is it now? I just remembered something. Yeah. The broken vase he had, it was on my table. Startled me when the young man had collapsed. So I stood up, and that must have been what it broke. The vase on your table? Yeah, it was my table. That's how my groin became completely soaked. I'm not saying this is the most useless testimony I've dealt with, but it's certainly up there. I'd like to ask a question. Have I been any use at all? Perhaps that's something you should reflect on yourself. No, wait a minute! No. Escort the witness out of the courtroom. I apologize in advance for this wasted opportunity of wasting an episode. Why couldn't have this been the episode I missed that, 10 days ago? Well, we seem to have been considerably sidetracked. I'm still not in a position to deliver a verdict. The defendant has not positively identified the waitress in question. Additionally, there are two disparities in the testimony so far. The mark on the coffee cup that the victim supposedly drank from, and the earpiece which was inserted in his left ear out of which he could hear. Wow, Nick. I therefore require both defense and prosecution to further investigate the facts. There's one more thing I could do before calling today's session. The witness we just heard from. He is most insistent that his testimony be of use, so he summarized it accordingly. Okay, you may each have a copy of it. Whatever. Prosecution doesn't need props like that. He's really mad. Well, I would be too. Here you there are then, Mr. Wright. There are 3 copies. Mine, yours, and Mr. Godot's. Sure. I'm sorry? This is a 5-year-old's apology. What are we supposed to do with this? And 3 copies of it. That is all. Part of me wants to scrap this episode personally, but the game didn't, so it's part of stuff, I guess. So, whatever. I'll see you guys next time for actual stuff and actual progress.
Bye.